forget to like, share, and subscribe. All right, let's get started. So we're going to start this stretch by reaching our hands above our heads and really just stretching towards the sky and bringing our hands slowly down to our sides. And first we're going to start with stretching our neck and our arm. So you're going to lift your right arm out while slowly tilting your head to the left. And we're just going to hold that, and you should feel that stretch in your neck. And then we're going to switch to the other side. And as we did in the other side, you should feel this stretch in your neck as well on the opposite side. You should also kind of feel a little stretch in your arm, depending on how sore or how tight your muscles are. Then we're going to bring our hands down to the side and do a frontward roll. And so doing this frontward roll will really get into stretching your back. You want to make sure that you're standing up straight so that you can fully elongate and stretch those upper back muscles. I know I tend to hold a lot of my tension in my upper back, and so, it's really good to get around and stretch. And so now we're going to roll the shoulders forward a couple of times. Make sure to get really deep rolls, and then you want to roll them backwards. And getting really deep rolls where you're really like pushing them down and really scrunching your shoulders up to your ears as you're going through this motion of this roll. This is something that people really don't do, but we're going to do a quick face massage, right? So we're going to hit all those tension points and just really relax the face and massage the neck. So right in the thyroid gland area and down the neck, and also down the sides below the ears and kind of going into the back. So now we're going to stretch the arms a little bit more by bringing your left arm across your chest. If holding it straight out is enough stretch for you, that's fine, or you can bring it out a little more. And then we're going to take that same arm that we were just stretching out and bring it behind our heads. Don't push it too hard. Just do as much as you can and feel comfortable with. And we're going to repeat the same thing with the left arm, or with the opposite arm. You should be feeling this in the back of the arm. We're just going to bring our hands above our heads and to our back, and now we're going to clasp our hands together behind us. This is really to open up our chest and really to bring air into our chest and our heart area. So you really want to puff out that chest. So now we've done the upper body. I'm just leaning to the side here to get a good side stretch. We're really trying to go from our head to our toes and just feeling. And so we're going to roll our hips from left to right, going all the way around in a circle. And then we're going to repeat that same motion going to the opposite side. Now you're going to want to stretch forward. You can't see me at this point, but I am reaching down and I am doing a forward stretch to the right side of my body. And I am then moving over to do a forward stretch to the left side of my body. Remember, you're not pushing yourself and you're not overstraining. This is just to stretch and kind of get the blood flowing and pumping. I'm going to lift my arm up and down just to get some of that blood pumping and putting it in a different direction. And so I changed the camera angle so that you're able to see what I'm doing. And just kind of letting the body hang. Now, if you need to spread your legs a little more, but you want to be able to put your hands onto the ground. And you're going to want to reach up. I feel this stretch in the back of my leg, on the side and in the back of my leg. Just take notice to where you're feeling your muscles being stretched, and think about where and think about how you're moving. And so now I'm just going to hinge, so rotate, rock side to side, just to, continue to stretch and wake up that hip muscle. And so now what I'm doing is I'm using my arms to spread and stretch my inner thighs. And the arms are serving as a way to keep my arms open. But now we're going to come down to a seated position where our legs are straight out in front of us. We're just going to do a forward bend. I'm not extremely flexible in terms of my thighs, so I'm not one that can bend all the way forward. So we're just going to go as far as you can. Massaging the legs through this stretch can be helpful. Now we're going to do a stretch to the right leg, where you just lean and hinge at the hip to the right side, and you can place your arms wherever they feel comfortable. And we're going to repeat this to the left side. You're probably going to feel this in the sides of your body, because this is once again a side stretch as well as a hamstring, thigh, calf muscle stretch. And then you're going to bring your right leg over your left leg. So your left leg is out straight, and you bend forward your right leg, and just really sit and hold that stretch. You should really feel this stretch in your hips and your lower back. Sometimes switching sides can be more beneficial, so try both and see what works for you. Once again, make sure that you are breathing throughout this. Nice deep inhales and slow exhales that will help to release tension and allow you to really get the most out of your stretch. Bringing the legs back down in front of you. And now we are going to come over onto our hands and knees in preparation for the pigeon pose, where you can bring your left knee forward and kind of just fold over while having your right leg extended straight out back, and kind of just fold over that left knee. You can have your arms straight out in front of you, and that works to stretch your shoulders and your back a bit, or you can just have your arms next to you. If this is too deep of a stretch, you can come up onto your hands the way that I have and just sit and hold it in that position. Keep in mind that depending on how you sit in this stretch, you will stretch different muscles. Then we're going to come back up to our hands and knees and switch sides or switch legs. And then you find the position that is most comfortable for you. Keeping in mind that you don't want to overdo this. Just do what you can, because the purpose is to just stretch the muscles and get the blood flowing. And everyone has different tolerances, so therefore that looks different for different people. And you may need to slowly come out of the stretch depending on how comfortable or uncomfortable you are with this position. And just after this, we are going to lay back into child's pose, which is just basically a comfort position where you sit back on your ankles and you just fold yourself forward and you really just lay there. Now we are going to come back up and, do whatever feels good for your body. For me, a quick shoulder roll is what I needed, and a neck roll. If you need to stretch out, do whatever quick little thing you need to do, but we are going to come and end up on our back. And so from here, we are going to cross our right leg over. We're going to cross our left leg over our right leg. And we're going to take our left arm and put it underneath that left leg. And using the right arm to both clasp our hands together over our knee and pull so that we're stretching the side. And then you're going to switch and do this exact same thing on the other side. And you should feel this stretch all in the back of your leg and your thighs. And just a quick ankle roll and wrist roll. Have fun with it, right? When I was doing this, I felt like I looked like a roach. And then we're going to do a butterfly This is to really, once again, a different way to stretch those inner thighs. And if you have the ability, just fold forward into that butterfly position. But the goal is to make sure that you are maintaining a straight back. You don't want to have a curved back. And you just want to lean into it however much you can. And then I have placed my left leg in front of my right leg and I'm leaning forward. And you should feel this stretch once again in the hip area and in the outer thigh. And then you want to do the opposite leg, so place the opposite leg in front of the previous leg that was in the front and lean forward. And you should feel the stretch on the other side in that thigh. In that outer thigh. And we're going to rise forward or rise back up. And we are going to finish up with these last two stretches. This stretch here is once again another stretch to really get the inner thighs. You may need a towel or some sort or some type of cushioning. I wouldn't recommend doing this on a hard floor or a hard surface. But it's really to, once again, as I said, spread those stretch those thighs. And then coming back to a seated position. Enjoy your day.